Somebody asks, why is Roger Ver so evil? I don't think Roger's evil. I think he, like, I don't think Roger's evil. You know, if someone decides that they want to put their money and time and effort into some other project, that's up to them. I mean, if someone believes that some other thing can be better, then that's their right to go promote that thing. So I don't think Roger is evil at all. Scrolling down. Why are people attaching your name to these and other videos? I don't know. People hate. People are mad. Like, if you're like, I don't really care about followers because I don't have anything to sell you. So I gave away my book for free. You know, I give away my knowledge for free. I could probably charge some $1,000 an hour for this stuff to people that are startups in the space, or just go and start like getting percentages on companies by being an advisor. I could do lots of things to generate revenue if I wanted to, but none of them would really be from chat or Twitter. Like, what could you guys give me? Yeah, like, you can't give me money if you want to. So people hate, you know. I came out of nowhere and decided to just start saying my ideas, and I've got 100 new followers a day, you know, without trying. You know, I don't buy ads. I don't really do much to promote this stuff. I just turn the stream on and talk smack about stuff I care about and I believe in and I'm passionate about. And that really pisses some people off. You know, some people really, really, really care about 7,000 followers. I have no idea why. Everyone else has 700,000. I guess they're stupid, bad at marketing, you know? If I wanted a lot of followers, I could, and probably will just for fun, have a sweepstakes. You know, hey, make a cool meme of Richard, win XYZ BTC. That's probably worth 10,000 subs. But what do I care? Like, what am I going to do with more subs? Give you guys more free knowledge? Ooh, I can make you guys so smart. Yeah, I'd rather do or build almost anything else. I'd rather be working on a useful proof of work token, or be working on my book, or sitting on a beach somewhere. Like, this is not the risk reward profit loss on doing media is garbage, truly garbage. The only way that you can make money in media is if you have a huge audience. And the only way you can have a huge audience is to have nothing to do with crypto, nothing. Because this audience is tiny as fuck, and there's no women in it. And how big can your audience be if 52%, 51% of the human population ain't interested? Yeah, but if you choose to do media in the crypto space, you've made a huge financial mistake. You better be in it for something other than money. This keyboard, this is a Tex Yoda track point, PBT, dye sublimated, zebra print, and these are OG PBT original cherry mold keycaps, and the switches are cherry clears that have had the springs swapped out for cherry browns, which are about 45 grams. It's got a USB hub on it. It's aluminum. It's very, very heavy. You can't buy these in the store. You got to build them. So. How resilient is Bitcoin? Actually, the direct quote is, shows how resilient Bitcoin is. Yeah, Bitcoin is resilient. I mean, it's died, what, 100 times? If you're taking altcoin questions, what are my thoughts on Civic? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it sets out to be a cryptocurrency, so it's like an app coin. So if you need the app, great. I don't know anyone that really needs it. Maybe one day they'll pivot into a lot of people needing it somehow. What if two users generate the same private keys? Well, that would be called a collision, and due to statistics, collisions are very, 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 very rare. So, I mean, it might be more likely, and you could check the math on this, it might be more likely that someone else is born with identically your DNA than it is that two people generate the same Bitcoin key. I would be curious to look at the different scales on that. Like which one's more complicated? I'm going to guess that the biological one has more complexity in it, but it is just data and it is measurable. And so, you know, you could mathematically relate what's more likely, that someone else has the same Bitcoin private key as you, or that someone else is born with exactly the same DNA. They're both so unlikely that it's basically fan fiction to do the comparison. What's my go-to cologne? I wear a lot of different colognes. I basically, when I go to the cologne store, I smell all of them. So you have to take a break every once in a while and use like coffee beans to reset your olfactory system. And yeah, like if you want a deal, like I think you guys are broke. I think you're a bunch of broke dudes. So I'm gonna tell you where to get a deal. Zara has great perfumes for really affordable. And they smell really good. There's some Zara perfumes which I like better than the most expensive ones I've got. So I'm a function over form guy, kind of. So if a thing is awesome and yet not expensive, I'm still buying it because awesome's awesome, and you know, price is just whatever. Can Bitcoin survive a sub 3K dip? Sure, why not? We could survive. Like, yeah, who cares? Do you really care what the dip is if you ain't selling anyway? Like, the only time you really, really care about what the price is if you're buying or selling. If you're not buying or selling, you know, price goes up, price goes down, doesn't matter that much. I mean, I could make a longer statement regarding like cascades and first mover advantages and consciousness economy, but I don't feel like going into all that. Good morning, Richard. Blake Anderson says, I broke the Bitmain story. Well done, sir. Cool story. Yeah, somebody says, unless someone discovers the seed you use to generate your private key. And just so you know, guys, like, private keys aren't always generated by seeds. If you've been in Bitcoin as long as I have, you remember when there was no such thing as a seed. So like HD wallets, hierarchical deterministic wallets, they used to not exist. So not every private key has to be or is generated by seeds, just so you know. Why are me, yeah. Somebody asked, why are me and D-Bag not good anymore? Well, I have big dreams and I want to do things with my life. And unless I have massive impact, I'm not happy. So 7K subs is garbage. Wasting your time on YouTube is garbage. Giving away your smarts for free is garbage. Having no product to give anyone or sell anyone or make anyone's life better with is garbage. And so I'm not happy. My state of failure, like my complete and total like unhappiness with my own performance, for some reason, is like other people's best outcome. Like it's what they would have hoped for. I find that tragic and have been, you know, repeatedly from first words onward, a utilitarian who cares about making an impact and making a difference in the lives of your loved ones and yourself. You know, the only way you can help your family and yourself is to get other people to help themselves. It's just like Bitcoin. Oh, you bought Bitcoin, but you're the only guy that did it? Okay, well, that's not a currency. Oh, you know, you want to save your life, but we're all made of the same meat? Well, then everyone else needs to save their lives, right? And you've only got so much time. So if you measure, I mean, I've been posting a lot on Twitter. Maybe to some degree I've helped the ecosystem. Maybe to some degree I've gotten people to do less risky stuff. Maybe to some degree the price has reflected my positive efforts. But it's also the case that it was a huge waste of my time. And I could have done almost anything else. And I don't know. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. Satoshi used to work on Bitcoin. And then Gavin decided to do an interview with the CIA, and he was never seen again or heard of again. So to some degree, Satoshi isn't here because the people that he was working with did some shit that he wasn't happy about. And then Gavin himself was working on the project and had people working alongside him, and now he's not. And to some degree, the reason he's not is because people that were working alongside him did some shit he wasn't happy with. And the same goes for Mike Hearn. And the same might go for me. So, I've done everything I can to help this community, written guides, made price calls, put my social capital next to statements that I pay personal risk for. If you say bad things about Roger Ver that owns Bitcoin.com, boy, what if he decides to get mad at you? That's a risk. That man has actual power. Unlike most of the other little talking, flappy lip little bitches in the space that have no power, Roger Ver is a winner. He creates things. He builds things. He invests in things. That's a fucking winner. So I may disagree with some of his projects, but overall, that guy's net win. And when I do what appears to be public combat with a winner, what's my upside? Some fucking losers decide that I'm cool? I'm not okay with that trade, So my point is, a lot of people that are in the Bitcoin space leave it because there's a bunch of shit-talking losers in the space that don't actually build stuff or get stuff done. I mean, the thing I want in my chat for the most part is developers because they build things. What's the rarest commodity in the ecosystem? Is it people that make memes? Nope. Is it people that make price calls or trade? Nope. Is it people with opinions about SegWit 2x? Nope. The rarest commodity in the cryptocurrency ecosystem is the developers because they're the only people that actually build anything. So as far as I'm concerned, like the only short-term good thing that I can think of that would come of the public outreach that I've done for me personally is getting more good developers that want to work with me on building cool stuff. That's it. So I guess the answer is there's a bunch of fair weather friend, like sellout, jealous, angry dudes out there. And if you wouldn't have these problems if you weren't associating with ineffective people in the first place. And Bitcoin, if you want your ecosystem to work better, you got to start showing the people that are on your team that there's a reason to be on your team instead of just switching sides. I mean, can anyone here say that Gavin didn't have a better life by switching to the axis of evil over there? He probably did, right? So how many, if you keep giving people incentives to switch over to worse projects because they get treated better as humans, man, like you're gonna lose more and more people, right? It's odd. I wouldn't call it a tragedy commons. There's some other weird thing going on, but I see a distinct lack of community and lack of like working together. Like I shouldn't have been able to make an impact in the space at all. I shouldn't have been able to come from nowhere and then matter so quickly. But I was able to do that because there's a huge vacuum. Like no one else gives a shit to put in effort so much, right? Like World Crypto Network is probably the most try to make good content, often. And those guys got to beg for money from the community. So the community sucks. This community sucks ass, right? Like the World Crypto Network should have more money donated to them because they're the only people trying. And there should be someone else way cooler than me, spreading the good word. Anyway, on down the list. My true identity being shady. I love this. So let me tell you about the Bitcoin community, right? I made a lot of money in Florida on many, many, many businesses, right? I've been a success since I started my first business out of my front yard. So I started a car stereo store out of my front yard because I had a tooth break and I had to get my tooth fixed. And my father didn't have money and I didn't have money. And so it was either not have my tooth fixed or sell everything I owned and gather up the money to get it fixed. So I put out ads in the local newspaper and in the Bargain Trader for all of the car stair equipment that I had bought over, my years when I was a young kid. I think I was maybe 18, 19 at the time. And I discovered that the prices that I was able to get for this stuff were basically what I paid for it, except I bought it 2 years earlier. And so I said to myself, oh, well, that's easy. If I can sell stuff